What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So today I'm sharing swatches of the birthday release from Holo Taco, which if you haven't heard of them before, they are a nail polish brand created by YouTuber Christine of Simply Nailogical, and all of their polishes are 5 free, meaning they are free of 5 of the potentially harmful ingredients that can be found in nail polish. They are vegan, meaning they do not use any animal-derived ingredients, and they're also cruelty free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. And every year they do a mini birthday release, and this year's is very exciting because we've got 3 brand new polishes and they're all magnetic, and I have been in such a magnetic mood lately. I've been loving magnetic polishes, so I'm going to show you the swatches first, and of course I'm also going to magnetize them, and then we can talk a little bit more about my thoughts on them, pricing, availability, all that good stuff. So roll the swatch footage. So as with all of my swatch and review videos, I am using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent knee stains. Today I'm using the Mooncat base coat. So we'll start off with this first shade, Menchie Cat Eye, and this one is a soft sage green magnetic polish. So looking at it before it gets magnetized, it's really this very dusty yellow toned green, and then we also have a scattered hollow sparkle running throughout. And I did get full coverage in 2 coats on this one, but the way that I like to magnetize polishes is I like to apply for full coverage and then I'll do a final thicker coat, and then while that's still wet I will apply my magnet over it. So yeah, here's what it looks like unmagnetized. It's really pretty. You can see that almost like white gold shimmer in there. That's what's going to get magnetized. So I'll show you the cat eye style of magnetization first, which is basically you apply the magnet just hovering it over your nail, and I like to do 30 to 60 seconds just to make sure that that line gets nice and sharp. And just a tip, if you want to keep your magnetic line sharp, then you want to also apply the magnet after you do your top coat while the top coat is still wet, and it'll really keep that line nice and intense. So you can see what this did was it pulled all of the yellow white color to the center in that 3-dimensional kind of line, and then we're left with this deeper dusty green color and all of that holographic sparkle in there. So super pretty. I'll also show you the aura style of magnetization, which is when you apply a coat and then you just hover the magnet around your nail, and it creates this sort of, it's actually really hard to explain, but basically it pulls all of the magnetic pigment to the front of the nail, so it looks like you have like a couple of layers on your nail of the color. So when you're moving your nail around, it looks kind of like a marble. It's harder to see this one with that aura style of magnetization, but you can see all of that white gold kind of pulled to the front, and then at certain angles you can really just see that deeper green color. Next up we have the shade Zyler Cat Eye, and this one is a really gorgeous coppery magnetic polish. Again, this one does have the scattered hollow sparkle running throughout, but I found the formula on this one to be a little bit different. As you can see, it is super opaque. It has this almost metallic foil type of formula to it, so I was really impressed with that. I did do just the 1 coat for coverage, and then I'm going to magnetize my 2nd coat, but here's what it looks like unmagnetized. It's really beautiful. It's this vibrant coppery color. I feel like this is just perfect for the fall winter vibes, but here's what it looks like magnetized. I'm just going to apply my 2nd thick layer, and then I'm going to do the cat eye magnet first. Now some people do prefer holding the magnet underneath their hand while they're applying the magnetic coat, and that's how they get the magnetic line. Personally, I don't think that the line turns out as sharp when I do that, so I prefer to hover the magnet over my nail while it's drying. It's just a case of personal preference, whatever works better for you. This is just what works best for me, so this is how I prefer to do it. But once I pull away that magnet, you can see we are left with this really gorgeous, almost tiger's eye looking manicure, where we get all of that coppery color kind of darkening around the edges, and then in the center we get that kind of white gold line again of magnetic pigment, and it just looks really 3-dimensional and gorgeous. And again, just trying out that aura style, again just applying a coat, and then while that's still wet I'm just hovering the magnet around my nail instead of over it or under it, and that's what creates this sort of velvety look. And again, it's a little bit more subtle of a 3-dimensional look. You can still see the layers going going on, but I think that it looks a little bit more subtle when the magnetic pigment is similar to the base color. So I think that's the situation going on here. And then the final polish of the trio is Cool Cat Mom, and this one is actually my favorite of the three. There's a lot going on in this one. So we've got this gorgeous purpley blue magnetic color, and we also have a blue reflective glitter running throughout, as well as that hollow sparkle. But the cool thing about this one is that the magnetic pigment is actually the purple pigment in here. So when you wear them unmagnetized, you can see it creates this gorgeous purpley color, and you can see the scattering of blue and hollow sparkles in there. But once you magnetize it, you pull all of that purple color into a concentrated line of pigment, and what's left behind is all of that blue and hollow sparkle. So I'll show you really quick. It's very cool. I applied 2 coats for full coverage, and then I did a 3rd coat for the magnetization, and while that was still wet, I applied my magnet over it for 30 seconds. And once I pulled that magnet off, I was so in love with this color. It has all of the makings of a Galaxy polish in a bottle without having to do any effort. I feel like that purple concentrates into just a really gorgeous nebulous kind of line, and then we get all of that deep blue and hollow sparkle that just feels like space in the background. So a really gorgeous combination. This really looked stunning with that cat eye magnetization. But of course, I also wanted to try it with the aura style of magnetization because we are working with a pretty intense color for the magnetic pigment, and you can see this one actually had a pretty pronounced look. And one thing I thought was really cool about it was that it almost created this natural 3-dimensional gradient on my nails. I don't know if it's a particular way I was holding the magnet or what, but it looked so cool that it kind of faded from that purpley color into the blue. So super gorgeous in the aura style as well. So here are the 3 polishes together, all of them in the cat eye style, which I think is just the best way to showcase the colors going on, because you can see the color of the magnetic pigment and also the color of the base color, but they're all really gorgeous shades. They all responded really well to the magnet, which is something that I appreciate, and all of the colors are just really stunning. So I'm happy to see them. I'm happy to see that little added extra hollow in there. I think it just makes them a little bit more elevated, and I just especially love Cool Cat Mom. I think it's so beautiful. It really looks very cosmic to me. So those are the polishes, and as you can see, I really enjoyed these. I love the colors here. I think they work really well. I think they're really interesting, and I especially loved them in that cat eye magnetization. I think that's where they really excelled, and I'm just really impressed with how they transformed with that magnetization, but they're also pretty enough that you can just wear them on their own without magnetizing. Now, one question I get asked a lot about magnetic polishes is, when do they expire? Like thermals, are they going to settle after a while and not be magnetic anymore? And the answer to that is no, they do not expire. As far as I'm aware, magnetic polish remains magnetic forever. I have magnetic polishes that I've had for years and they still work great. So you don't need to worry about them having an expiration date, which is very nice. So now let's get into pricing and availability. All of these polishes at the time of filming are still available on the Holo Taco website. They come in 12 milliliter bottles. They do have the wide flat brush that has the rounded tip, so application is really easy, and they retail for $15 USD each. But just a quick note, when you purchase a magnetic nail polish from Holo Taco, they do automatically include a magnetic wand for free. So I will link that down below. You can check them out if you're interested, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this trio? Which color is your favorite? Are you planning on picking any of them up, or have you already? Leave it all in the comments. We can chat about it. And if you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course, a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon, my royal astronomer Amanda M, as well as my cosmic admirals Paula, Ken, and Rosie. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Christina, and Christina wants to know, do people recognize you when you're out and about, and do you have any fun stories with fans? I have been recognized before, only a handful of times, but every single time I feel like I have made it incredibly awkward because I don't know how to handle it, and I also don't know, when people recognize me, I don't realize that they're recognizing me from YouTube. In my head, if somebody comes up to me or if somebody's staring at me, I think that I have done something wrong, or something is wrong on me, like I have lipstick on my teeth or I have like toilet paper on my shoe or something. So I feel like whenever somebody is staring at me, it becomes this frantic assessment of like, what have I done wrong? When people are like, oh, you're Kelly Marissa, then I'm like, oh, and then I feel a lot more comfortable instantly and I try to make up for it. But the initial moment of me being weird just, oh, it's so embarrassing. And I'm so sorry if you've ever met me before and I made it super weird. I am sorry about that. But also, I mean, listen, people don't realize, I don't think, well, I mean, people have commented it before that they are very surprised that I'm an introvert because I'm so, you know, chatty on YouTube. But the thing is, I am alone in a bedroom right now. Like I don't have much human interaction. Hi, I'm making myself sound really weird here. I promise if you come up to me and immediately tell me where you know me from, I will act normal. It's just if you like are staring at me, then I'm probably gonna just think that there's something wrong with me and that I'm doing something weird and or wrong and I'm gonna act awkward. The fact that I'm even going to admit this to the internet is also embarrassing. So I'm sorry about that too. But I love you all and I'm sorry. Goodbye.